The way that my brain works, if like once I commit to something, I'm likely to stay there for way too long, even if things aren't working and I'm deeply unhappy.
Welcome to Advice Accreditation Bureau, the podcast that pokes fun at self-help advice. My name is Andy Prokopis, and today I'm joined by comedian and MC, Guneet Kaur. So Guneet, how's show prep coming along?
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah.
I kind of want to lie and be like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Everything's written already, a month out.
Yeah.
2 months out. But yeah, no, it's going in the right direction, and I think by showtime it'll be fun.
Nice. What number show is this for you now?
It's my third solo hour that I've written.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what do you think you are doing differently between number 3 versus 1 and 2?
I honestly wasn't even going to do this one this year. I usually give myself like a year off because with like also having a day job, it just becomes quite difficult to put a whole new hour out of material every year. Yep. But then I saw this one particular venue in Melbourne that I wanted, and I was like, well, if I get that one spot in that one room, I'll do the run. So I've decided to do the run, but I think that means it's like the ideal circumstances for me to do it. But it also means like I'm pushing myself to actively write more, whereas earlier I think I'd had more material and I was just kind of assembling it rather than like, all right, here are some new ideas that I've got to write out and test out immediately.
Yeah. And how do you go about the writing process? Is it more joke first or through line first, or what's your process?
It varies. Sometimes like I'll come up with a premise and then I'm like, all right, got to write that down on my phone. There's a lot of that, and then later I'll like flesh it out, write it out, try it on stage. Sometimes I'll have like, I've been thinking about like, stories or things that happen to me that are interesting, and I'm like, all right, there's something in that. I've got to figure out what's funny about that to me and find a way to express that, find the punchline in there. Yeah. But yeah, it varies. I'm a little bit all over the shop. Yeah,
well, I think we haven't crossed paths that much on the scene, but every single time I have seen you, you just crush.
That's like so nice. And that's all I ever do. Yeah. If anyone tells you they saw me bomb, they're lying.
But thank you very much for coming out today. And I believe with you have brought some advice that you swear by.
Yeah. The advice I swear by is that it is okay to leave a situation, relationship, job, whatever it is, even if you feel like there's not a good reason to.
Okay. Has this happened to you before? I
feel like in general, the way that my brain works, if like once I commit to something, I'm likely to stay there for way too long, even if things aren't working and I'm deeply unhappy. Like that's the way my brain works. So I have to like remind myself of that. Like it is actually just fine to leave. Yeah. But also I was thinking about like, I was talking to one of my best friend, and she mentioned that that was like something I had told her because like she was like 19 at the time in this like 6-year-long relationship, which was already too long a relationship to be in when you're 19. Yeah. And it was like at the point where like, because she was like an Anglican Christian at the time, she was like, we got to get married, I guess, but like I'm full of dread, right? Yep. And she wanted to leave the relationship, but she was like, well, there's nothing wrong though. And how do I leave a relationship when there's like nothing wrong? In hindsight, when I'm talking to her about it, she was like, I think everything was wrong, but there was just so much I couldn't pick a thing. But like, I think sometimes just wanting to leave is a good enough of a reason, you know? Yeah.
I think that comfort, like overcoming that comfort zone.
It's
like, scary.
Yeah, it's the fear of the unknown as well, right?
Of course.
Because like, you're like, well, what does my life look like if I leave this job or this relationship? And will I find another one and all of that? I guess it's like less good advice for jobs if you're like living week to week. So, you know, obviously pay your rent, but you know, otherwise.
Well, even in a relationship context, like I came across, someone said something to me recently about the context of their relationship that they were chatting about with their psychologist, and they were worried about not meeting someone else, and that's actually not the comparison. It's you're leaving this relationship and you will be single. Like that's what the comparison should be. How great life could potentially be without being in this relationship, rather than comparing it to
finding someone else,
a next relationship that doesn't necessarily exist yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think like that's also the other thing that I like sometimes think about is like I am more scared of being in a long-term relationship where one or both of us is deeply unhappy versus being single.
Totally.
Like my mum, like I'm in 5 years into a relationship now. I'm very happy. Yeah. Hi, Josh. Very happy, but like my mum is like, oh, don't you want to get married? Don't you want to like make it harder for the other person to leave so you have a sense of security. And that is so counterintuitive to the way my brain works. I'm like, if you're unhappy, please go.
Are your parents still together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether they should be or not.
Yeah. Like my parents got divorced at quite a young age, and knowing them as well as I do as an adult now, I am very glad that happened. It also gave my dad an opportunity to meet my stepmom, who I love dearly as well. But seeing the two, my mum and dad, and how different they are and how great they are now, not together, I'm glad that whatever awfulness went through, like breaking up, divorce, with kids, etc., like it's all worth it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, it's always, I think, the right move.
Yeah.
Don't put this on the clips online. But my mum, she's like confided in me. She's been like, oh, I wish I'd kind of left the relationship, marriage, like 10, 15 years ago, but now I'm too old and it's too late for me.
Yeah.
Because it's not like anything's actively bad. It's just like there's a slight mismatch that, you know.
Sure.
And at the time, I remember 10, 15 years ago, like living with my parents and having the same conversation with my mum, where she at 40 was like, but it's too late now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's, like, if you kind of look at your partner and go, oh, is this the person I'm going to be with forever? It puts a lot of pressure on what you enjoy and enjoy about them in that moment, on that day. And so I think, not adding that pressure to a relationship is also healthy. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a commitment phobe or something, and I've like overcorrected.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel that way. I'm like, you know, you're going to be different people in 20 years' time, so you can only really, you know.
Totally.
Like, as long as you're kind of vaguely aligned.
Yeah, and I think people change. Like you kind of hear it in any kind of relationship book or podcast, that you could be dating the same person, but you're dating different iterations of that person over however many years. And I definitely agree with that. But I also think our generation, we're so attention, like we struggle with focus and attention due to phones or overstimulation, ADHD, etc. That absolutely has to kind of transfer to our relationships as well. That like having that focus on that one person, you are going to get the thoughts in your head going, oh, what else is out there? Or and sometimes you just need to identify it. Oh, maybe I'm just having an ADHD moment. Yeah,
I don't know on this one because I'm like non-monogamous as well.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
But also for me that like stems from like, there is a sense of dread with, I'm like, imagining being with one person forever for the rest of my life. I'm like, I don't love that idea.
Yeah, no, it's...
But
and I think having those conversations with like either a partner or just like, I think open relationships, polygamy, non-monogamy, ethical non-monogamy is becoming more and more like it's less and less taboo and forbidden. I think it's becoming much more of the norm.
Yeah. There are certainly more comedians talking about it on stage.
Yeah, and that is the kind of the yardstick of where things are. Yeah. No, yeah. I really like this advice that that you don't need a reason. Yeah, follow your heart.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes wanting to is the reason.
Exactly. Yeah. Huge accreditation there.
Great.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we might move on to the bad advice, or the advice that presents itself as good, but you actually think is bad.
So like I'm also ADHD on all the TikTok, social media, way too much. My screen time is really bad. And on one side of like TikTok, that's a little bit woo-woo, is in the sense of like tarot cards, spirituality. They also like delve into dating advice, and frequently on my like feed I get things that are like, don't chase, always attract. You have to be in like your divine feminine energy, whatever that means. And I'm sure there's like some spiritual like aspect to it that has backing, but the way they present it is often like, don't really ever express interest or go after what you want and just focus on yourself. The focusing on yourself part, I'm like, all right, that's great. Like work on your hobbies and stuff, but also I really don't see any benefit of like not expressing interest in someone in the name of femininity.
Yeah.
Like that to me is kind of baffling.
You're right, and I'm a little bit baffled by it. So it's saying like play hard to get, or is it kind of treat them mean, or is
I think it's like the vibe I get is like it's similar to treat them mean, keep them keen.
Yep.
Like it's like never make the first move is part of it, I guess.
Okay.
Like never make the first move.
I feel okay. That's
which like I also feel like it feels the queer test where like if I hear any relationship advice, I try and run it through my brain as a bisexual woman. I'm like, how would that apply to me if I was dating a woman right now?
Sure.
And I'm like, it fails the test. If there's two of us, if I'm interested in another girl and there's two of us and we're both like, all right, I'll just focus on being really hot and attractive and I'll never make a move. That's great. We're both going to look beautiful and nothing will ever get done.
Yeah. And I think like as a blanket piece of advice, I'm with you. I don't agree with it. I definitely think that there's the nuance within personality types of like some people are the more dominant, some people are more submissive, and traditionally they might seek each other out. That you might be the type of person who likes that person to take charge or put themselves out there, and you find that attractive. But I think as a blanket rule of femininity, it's
you know, that might be it. That might be it, because maybe it's just for like. My other problem with that TikTok sphere is like it's almost on the cusp of like trad wifey, but more spiritual.
Yeah.
But maybe if you are like one of those people who's like, I'm a submissive woman and I want to be a housewife, maybe it's for you.
Sure. And there are those people out there, but I would say, it's a bit of a stretch to just go. This woman equals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. Like, and how did you meet Josh?
It was a mutual friend.
Okay.
Yeah, she was kind of like, you have terrible taste. I'm going to try and fix this for you.
So she made the move on behalf of both of you?
Oh, she set us up on a blind date.
Okay. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. And 5 years later?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you two live together?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah. And what does he do?
He's a bartender.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. Well, yeah, I think, absolutely. From a, we will both revoke this advice, and
great.
Goodbye TikTok, relationship advice.
2 for 2.
2 for 2, yeah. Moving on to our listener advice. Let's have a look. This is from Ryan. So my sister's getting married in Ireland in May. I've been dating my boyfriend for 4 months. It'll be 6 by the wedding. He hasn't met my family, but I'd like him to be there. Do I invite him to an overseas wedding, or is that too much too soon?
I was going to say, like, I reckon go for the invite. But I think I have 1 or 2 caveats.
Okay.
One would be, like, do a family dinner first or something. Like, suss out the vibe.
Yep.
Make sure that there's no, like, immediate strong hatred either way.
Yeah.
And then, the only other caveat would be, like, the problem with, like, I'm okay with stress testing the relationship because you're going to have to at some point or another.
Sure.
Like, international travel can be stressful. That's fine. But if you're going to be with someone, you probably are going to travel or go to a wedding at some point together.
Sure.
And if you're incompatible, sooner than later, that's fine. I think the only problem with like wedding is like, you probably don't want photos, them to be in every single family photo if you do break up.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe there's a workaround on that.
Yeah. So I get the impression, and I don't know the details, that the family is actually in Ireland. So from a dinner perspective.
Oh, right. Yeah. True.
Might be tough. But you just reminded me that I heard something about if you're a +1 to a relationship, if you're a +1 to a wedding, to always stand on the end of the wedding photos.
Yeah, I think something like that could work perfectly. I don't know if I'm like too like mean and like I definitely have a tendency to like imagine the worst case scenario, prepare for the breakup. But like, especially with 6 months in, I'm like, that's not a huge amount of time. Yeah. Put them on the end.
Put them on the end. Yeah.
Get one photo without them if they're okay with that.
Yeah. And I think any modern relationship, I think most people would be okay.
Yeah, you just be like, oh, we're just going to do immediate family or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fine. My best mate, it's a state secret. So I'll leave his name out of it. However, any kind of detective people would be able to figure it out. But my best mate, he had a small family wedding of 13 people. And my boyfriend and I were the only friends there. But we appeared in none. There were photos of us, but as far as posting online, there was nothing because it would just open the floodgates of I can't believe that you invited them and not. Whereas he can just say to people, it was small family only. So
Smart.
Yeah, smart. But yeah, I threaten him whenever he pisses me
like,
off. I'm like,
I've got the images.
Yeah, like,
I'm about to post them and tag everyone you know.
Exactly. Just tag them. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've got photos of him doing much worse than that. So yeah, it's the thing about best friendships for
for sure.
Almost 15 years.
You have all the secrets.
Exactly. But yeah, it's in keeping them that keeps us together. Yeah. But no, I would say if you want to go, or if you want to invite the boyfriend, absolutely just, bring him along. Yeah. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Also, it's probably leaving it a bit short. It could be financially restrictive.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah.
You want to make that decision soon.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to sit on that for another 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of flights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But speaking of flights, you're about to head down to Melbourne?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm doing a solo show from April 6th to April 12th for Melbourne International Comedy Festival. And I'm also doing a show at Sydney.
Fantastic. And how can people find where to get tickets?
The show's called Sharp, so if you Google Sharp Guneet or Melbourne, it'll come up. But also, there's a link in my Instagram.
Awesome. Well, Guneet, thanks very, very much for coming to the Bureau.
Thank you for having me.
Brilliant.